Recently everyone's been rushing Icebreaker, and I'm rushing it too, just slower and with a lot more mistakes. This is actually how it goes when everyone's favourite growing Timmy takes on the Boreas questline. I think I'm near where I need to be. Yeah, it's over there, isn't it? To start this fun little questline, I had to find one of these posters, so I went to Ground Zero to grab one, to then find out I could just buy it myself. And after a little conversation with Mechanic, he told me to go repair some random tower in the woods, so we're going to start off there. Baby steps. And after completing the painless first task, all I had to do now was just go back to Mechanic and have a little chin wag with him. So let's just extract. Or get sent back to the lobby by a Chad. This is going swimmingly. And while apparently dying in this case does not erase my PMC's memory, I went and had that conversation with Mechanic, who told me to go find this folder. And then it dawned on me where this folder was. Oh shit, I've never been to Lighthouse. So yeah, it was time for me to do this map for pretty much the first time. Luckily for me, after I checked the map genie, it's just a straight fucking line, and even my small brain can comprehend that. It's the exact spawn that I didn't want, because it's so far away from where I need to be. Because I had to go across the entire map to get to the objective, I took some time to do another task and let the raid timer go down, because I don't really want to deal with rogues and get sent back to the lobby by AI. A few scabs for the long road done. I spent a majority of this raid pretending to be a bush, but with the raid timer down it was time for me to finally head to the train yard. Okay, so I think we're good. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Admittedly, I spent most of my time waiting for the raid to finish. Actually completing a task first time felt good, but now it was time for me to go to Mechanic and find out what the fuck I was doing next. But while I was talking to him, there was actually no option for me to tell him about what I found. And after spending about 30 seconds figuring out what I'd done wrong, I figured it out. Do I need to read it or something? I don't speak that. Blah-de-blah, blah-blah-blah, blah. Telling Mechanic all of the things that I definitely took note of, I got sent to Prepare, who just so happened to have a helicopter stashed away. Clicking all the dialogue options and definitely paying attention, I felt ready. Okay, what the fuck do I need to do? So it was time to kit up and go kill a bunch of people. Right, let's kill things. On reserve over the next few raids, I would murder many a scav. Even a couple of PMCs. Yep, that's definitely a PMC. During this raid, I nearly got my chin blown off by some random fucker in the distance. Turns out that fucker was Glukar. It was the boss. Killing Glukar was a bit of a high for me during this raid, but while I was waiting, something interesting happened. PMC taking out the guard just below me. There's a player around here somewhere, so I waited patiently for him to pop his little head up for me to take it off, hopefully. With me being unsure if he just moved backwards or I dropped him, I repositioned. Once I'd finished rearranging this scab's forehead, I heard a familiar sound once again in the distance. So I took aim roughly where that SR-25 was being fired from. There we go. That's 2 PMCs, man. It's a bit, worrying when I start doing shit like that. Oh, shit. That was a guard, wasn't it? It was a very exciting raid. Maybe I should do reserve more often. Me taking a little bit of a fall off the dickhead tree, I forgot to press record while I was streaming, so apologies for the video quality. But long story short, we killed Glukar, again, and then got our last kill to complete the 30 targets on reserve. Upon leaving the raid, I got the task to fire a yellow flare at the transit for woods, because that's what Prepare wants. How hard can that be? Perfect. Right, okay, but somebody's going to spawn over there, and that's probably me cooked. No! No! So yeah, I got the closest spawn to the objective and I got killed as I popped it, and it didn't count. So we just went back and tried again. This time getting the objective. Now I've been taking these PvP tips quite seriously and peeking corners before I go through them. Yet I still don't really pay attention and walk through them anyway. Heading back to Prepare's dungeon, he let me know that I need to get something very specific for him and his boys. Right, what do I need, mate? I need lube. For this mission, I teamed up with Dirty Dan and his mate Brian, because in the UK it was about 4 AM in the morning and I wanted to get this done. And while Dan escorted me to the oil spawn, his mate Brian was our Overwatch. And this is why I enjoyed not playing solo sometimes.
Don't look at my teammates.
Because it turns out a sneaky little sausage was sat in Dobe and was staring at us in a helicopter. And Brian very politely took his head off from about 200 meters. It reminded me how relaxing Tarkov can actually be when you know you've got your back covered. Now unfortunately Prapor can only get me off the icebreaker. I've still got to find a way there. So now Dan is going to carry me through woods once again to go talk to the BTR driver. One of the biggest ball aches of this task line is you've got to talk to the BTR driver a lot, now and in the future. Which means you run into players nearly every time you go to the BTR. Oh wait, Dan, are you dead?
I am dead, yes.
Once again seeing Brian take out PMCs like he's partisan himself, and Dan politely taking the bullets for me so I could complete my task, we got into the BTR. Damn, it's loud in here. And it would seem he doesn't want my murderous streak to end, as he wants me to go to Smugglers areas on Interchange or Woods and kill 10 targets. Receiving that information, it was time for us to come back to Woods and head to the depot. So I thought I'd take the quickest route back to the lobby. So we got straight to it. Luckily, we got a spawn right next to the depot. I've had to kill a lot of people for this fucking quest line. And once we got there, we heard some sneaky gremlins in the depot. Got him. Yeah, buddy. And after that little win, I insurance frauded my body armor and took the level 5 that guy was wearing. And thinking the area was clear, we moved on. That's on me, fucking inside the compound. Breaking news, it wasn't clear. Unfortunately, the respite of having some teammates to watch my back was over. It got too late in the night and it was time for me to go to bed. So it's time to gear up, go to the Smugglers camp on Interchange, and get those 10 kills. Now, the question is somebody already here? One tap them all, boys. I just need 4 more. I'm fairly safe here to a degree. Like, yes, someone's got sight lines on me from over there. I'll just keep my wits about me. I might be alright. There's me saying to keep my wits about me, and I got dropped. Going into the next raid, I needed 2 more kills in the Smugglers areas. And what followed is probably arguably my favourite and best moment in Tarkov so far. Why you met up? Where'd that come from? I can comfortably say that is the best I've played so far. I was already medded, dealt with 1 PMC, and returned fire after getting ambushed. I spent a couple of minutes putting myself back together again, being sure to listen to if I was pushed. And if he doesn't push me, I'm gonna fucking push him. I just killed 2 PMCs. Now, just like you guys watching, that was the last way I expected to finish that mission. Flaring out, knowing that I got the better of 2 PMCs made me very happy. Now, this is where we're going to end today's video. In the next video, you're going to see me trying to get back to the BTR, which was a bundle of fun. No. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching, and I very much look forward in the next video where we finally make it to Icebreaker. Stay safe.